All right, back to Sidonius, Book 8, Letter 1. Sidonius to his buddy Petronius, salute, greetings. You indeed do something beautifully. This is your custom, and imperative persevere in it. A man of all good things, of those who live anywhere, very worthy you are with praise. The praise. So you're living very well out of anyone who lives anywhere, and you're worthy of praise. That the glories of your friends, in whatever place you're at, another Sakupi for a place, it's used for flattery and for prostitution, for a pimp, but you're encouraging the praise of your friends, probably what it says. I'll try to do this pretty quickly because there might be some foreign words here. Henceforth, that even this Skrinia, the bookcase, the Evanana bookcase, you're seeking to be ventilated out or opened up, which we suspect this is suffice if we protulamus, that means to lengthen probably, what in the superior or earlier works was vulgated or made public. And so Garamus will conduct in this custom of the thing you've enjoined here or asked or sought. It's a very Sidonius type of phrasing. Nevertheless, Eotanus means so the tennis family here. It means thus far. Prorogatori, future. So this action of his pen is going to be extended so far that there's a series of letters, surely, from his primordial or first volumes of things he began into furthest reaches. There's going to be parvi, a few things which still should be protended or extended out, a few number of summaries or something. Videlicet probably means namely this work which is finished. He's going to corona it. He's going to add things as if to the edge of the margin. 2. But cavendames, there must be a caution here or something to beware of. Plus means more. Lest these late things, late augments or additions, perhaps we will fall into some vituperations, which is some chewing out in these volumes which are already published. So on account of the lateness of these increased things, by adding things, some people might vituperate them. Of these vituperators, what have we got? The linguists of the tongues have been sharpened naturally by the whetstone of envy. A few grades to flee. Nay quidem, not even of this writer Demosthenes and of Cicero's, they're artists of their sentiments, they're eloquent. Fabra means they're creators, so they're able. Okay, so these are the two guys he's pointing at. They're great, eloquent writers, and they weren't able to escape the envy of these people. The anterior orator, the first orator was Demosthenes. He had a vituperator. He had someone who was derogatorying him. This guy was Demades, and of the Citeria, anterior and Citeria, actually anterior. Anyway, these are the two guys, Cicero and Demosthenes, and the other guys, they had to tolerate Demades and Antony. I say qui, so these people who they were famous of the maliciousness of their envy, but they're obscure of their words they've said. So they're famous for chewing out Cicero, etc. But their works are a bit more obscure. Nevertheless, their notoriety of posterity, the people who lived after, through their hatred of all these virtues of these two writers, they still exist. But because you're encouraging, let's loosen our sails into the wind. We're re-seeking this wind again. And as if we're crossing a sea, let us now sail across this little thing, which is more of a stagnant, which is a pond, a body of stagnant water. So it's comparing where they're going now as to sail as if crossing a ship, but it's just a smaller body of water. For satisfactorily habeo deliberatum, so he's satisfactory about the things he's thought out, just as he's applying diligence in his writings. Tenendem in addition constantiam, so he's very steadfast in holding to this course of publish them. But finally, nothing is in the middle ground, so you're either at one extreme or the other. For either minimally, you should fear these vituperators, these critics, or through all things absolutely, you need to keep your mouth shut. So there's no middle ground. Either fear middling or don't fear at all, or excessively fear and shut up. Okay, letter 6. Sidonius to his buddy Nematio. Greetings. Gaius Julius Caesar, the dictator, who they say none to have administrated a military matter more as a general. No one was a better general. There was a contest studiously of speaking and reading. Mutually for both of them, he was a bit of a champion in it, though I don't know how he can be really exceptional at reading, maybe reading aloud. And licit, which can mean it's permitted or although, depending on the verb. In the person of one, in that same time, what have we got here? The leading man in the military camps, castrinus is the camp, and oratory, he curtivered, here's the verb, so it's going to be an although, with a perfect subjunctive, looks like. So he contested with his cares of science and oratory, as the leading man in that time, almost equal in glories. The same guy, nevertheless, never considered himself satisfactorily composed or equally. What do we got in either of these arts? Okay, there. Prior to your Arpanetus person, with his testimony, placing him before all the rest of mortals. Okay, so you can make what you want out of that. Steal the word and Google it. Okay, so arcs, the ablatives. So he seemed to be placing himself on the peak of and the height and the summit. That's probably what this arcs is about, not actually a building. So he was in the highest ground of both of these arts.